Welcome and thank you for joining me today. So we'll just start in a seated position. So if you're not already in a seat that feels comfortable, you might come to a cross-legged seat. You might sit up on your heels with your knees bent if that's another way that you like to sit. You could be sitting up a little bit elevated on a cushion or a block if you would like as well. But just take a few moments to settle in to the spot that you're practicing in today. And then if you also feel comfortable, allow your eyes to close as you begin to guide your attention inside your body. And are there any particular sensations or messages from your body that you now receive as you start to pay attention? And sometimes there's a part of the body that might feel a little stiff after a certain activity or at a certain time of day. So take a moment to notice if there's anything at all that comes to your awareness in this moment. And then we'll guide our palms together in front of the heart. Interlace the fingers, press the palms forward and up toward the ceiling. And then just begin to reach up through one hand and up through the other side. A couple of times, left and right, reaching through one hand and then the other. All right, and then separate the hands, let them come behind your back, interlace the fingers there, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open up across the chest, and then begin to turn the head from side to side. All right, and then lift the chin up toward the ceiling, stretch out the front of the neck, and drop the chin toward the chest. Feel into the back of the neck. Again, lifting up. And dropping down. As you bring your head back up to center, release the arms and just let the hands come to rest on the floor. If the hands don't touch the floor, if you have blocks, maybe you wish to put your hands on blocks. And then we'll just slide the right hand out a little bit and just lean into it. Take the left hand to the left shoulder and then start to rotate, drawing a big circle with the elbow. All right, and then change directions. All right, sweep the left hand all the way up and over. And as you lengthen and feel into the left side of the body, start to squeeze and release the fingers of that left hand. And then rotate through the wrist a few times each way. All right, with an in-breath, rise up. And with your out-breath, release the left hand down. All right, now we'll slide the left hand out, same thing. Leaning into the left hand, right hand finds the shoulder, and then start to rotate. Big circle with the elbow. All right, and then change directions. All right, sweep the right hand all the way up and over. And again, as you sense into the right side of the body, feel all the way up into the hand as you start to squeeze and release the fingers. As well as rotate through the wrist a few times each way. All right, and then an inhale lifts you up. And exhale, release the right hand down. All right, let the hands rest on the thighs. Shrug the shoulders up towards the ears, take them back and down. Again, shrugging up, back, and down, and once more up, back, and down. All right, now we'll change position and come onto hands and knees. So depending on the surface that you are practicing on, maybe you wish to have a blanket to support your knees if that's helpful. And then we'll just start with the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Start with a few cycles of cat and cow. So as you inhale, let the belly drop, lift your head and tail. And then as you exhale, tuck the tail around the back, bring the chin toward the chest. We'll just do that a few times, nice and slow with your breath. All right, one more time. When your spine comes back to neutral, now we'll tuck our toes under, lift the knees, send the hips up into the air. Now you can take your feet as far apart as you want to. Maybe they're close together, maybe they're far apart. But wherever your feet land on the mat, just start to lift and lower the heels. Just start to sense into the ankles as well as the backs of the legs. Gently shake the head, yes and no. Really allow it to be pretty heavy here, as well as the face relaxing, the jaw relaxing. All right, one more breath. All right, now release down to your knees and then step your right foot forward to your right hand. And we'll just step into a short lunge, or what some people call a 90-90 lunge, where there's roughly 90 degrees at each of your knees. So not a big stretchy lunge, just kind of a short lunge. And then we'll sweep this left hand across over to the right knee. And then take the right hand forward and up and back and down. So now we begin to add a twist into this shoulder rotation. So a twist into the torso, rotation into the shoulder. Now, if you do have any difficulty balancing here, make sure you're not effectively on a tightrope. So you might take the right foot closer to the long edge of the mat, as well as the left knee a little closer to the left edge of the mat, if you're feeling balance challenge. Now, the next time you take your right arm back, go ahead and pause in the twist. And then we'll turn the head to look back towards that right hand, and then turn the head as far in the opposite direction as comfortable. So as far to the left as is comfortable, and just keep the head turning in this way. Looking back, looking forward, just a few times. All right, one more breath. All right, then sweep the right hand forward, both hands find the floor. Right leg back. Once again, we'll tuck our toes and lift up to downward dog. All right, so the second time in downward dog, take a slightly different distance between your feet, whether they go closer or further apart. Just simply noticing the effect on the rest of the body of how close your legs are to each other. So for most bodies, when the feet go closer together, it's a little bit more taxing on the backs of the legs in terms of the stretch that you generate. As well as taking the feet wider tends to make it a little less intense on the backs of the legs. So just notice what you feel. You take a slightly different distance between the feet. All right, one more breath. All right, releasing to the knees. This time you'll step your left foot forward into that same short lunge. Sweep the right hand across to find the left knee, and then sweep the left hand forward and up and back and down, several times like that. All right, now the next time that you take your left arm back, go ahead and pause in your twist. Turn the head to look back towards the left hand, and then turn the head the opposite way over towards the right as far as is comfortable. And then just do that a few times, turning the head side to side. All right, the next time that you look forward, sweep the left hand forward, take both hands to the floor, and this time we'll step forward into a forward fold. I like to start with my feet nice and wide here in this posture as I sway side to side. But the distance between your feet is up to you. Release the weight of the head. Again, relax the cheeks, the forehead. All right, now we'll walk our hands up the fronts of the legs, rising up to stand. All right, go ahead and turn and step wide on your mat so that you can take your feet really wide, but then turn toes out, heels in. All right, now start to bend your knees so that your knees come over your ankles. So you're in kind of a horse stance or the beginnings of goddess warrior pose. All right, so your knees are pressing back so that you really feel your hips engage. You might even feel a stretch on the insides of your thighs. And then we'll take our arms out, bend the elbows, point the fingers up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now breathing in through your nose and then out through your mouth in a very sharp way. Three more times. One more. All right, straighten the legs, release the arms. All right, bring the feet closer and closer together, and then step towards the back side of your mat. So you're now facing the front edge of the mat. And then we'll just step the right foot forward. And you can step as wide as you're comfortable stepping here. Left toe, so the back foot turns out just a little bit. And then we'll take both arms forward. Let the palms touch, fingertips pointed forward. Now, just like we did in our short lunge, we're going to twist here. So take a breath in with the hands together. And then breathing out, sweep the right arm out and back. All right, two more like that. Inhale, hands come back together. Exhale as you twist. All right, one more, breathing in. And breathing out. All right, now pause in the twist. And it might be that the back arm needs a slightly different angle if it's too intense in the front of the shoulder. Maybe you take the arm a little higher, a little lower, depending on what's needed. And then we'll just turn the palms up toward the ceiling. All right, one more breath. Now bring the right hand forward so it meets the left hand again. Pull the hands in towards the heart, interlace your fingers, press the palms forward and up. All right, deep breath in here. As you exhale, bend your right knee. Again, inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale and bend the knee. All right, one more like that. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. All right, now keep your front knee bent. Release the hands, bring them behind the back. Take a hold of your wrists or your forearms, whatever you can grab, so that you can move the arms back behind the torso, opening up across the chest. All right, one more breath. Now leave the arms where they are, straighten the front leg, and then start to fold over your front leg. Just come to a place where you have a mild amount of stretch in the back of the right leg. Shoulders keep moving back. One more breath. Once again, bend that right knee, push into your right foot, lift yourself up, and release your arms. All right, step forward. We'll do that whole little sequence on the left side. So this time, step your left foot forward. Take the arms forward, palms together to start. And remember, you're just stepping as wide as you are comfortable. Take a breath in here. Exhale, twist to your left side. So left arm goes out and back. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale the hands back together. Exhale as you twist. And then 1 more time, breathing in. And breathing out. Now pause in the twist. Remember, if you need to change the angle of the back arm because of shoulder intensity, feel free to do so. Maybe take it lower, take it a little higher, and then we'll turn palms up toward the ceiling. Breathing deep. All right, now from here, take the left hand forward. Palms come back together. Pull the hands into the heart, interlace the fingers, press the palms forward and up toward the ceiling. All right, deep breath in. Exhale, bend the left knee. And inhale, straighten. Exhale, and bend. 1 more time, inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Now pause here with your left knee bent. Release the hands, bring them behind the back. Take a hold of your wrists or your forearms or your elbows, wherever the hands can grab. And then move the shoulders back. So you're opening up across the chest. All right, 1 more breath. All right, from here, straighten the left leg and then begin to fold over your left leg just enough to find a small amount of stretch in the back of that left leg. Doesn't have to be very intense. All right, 1 more breath. Now let the left knee bend again, push into the left foot, lift the torso up, and release the arms. This time we'll step forward. And then as we inhale, bend the knees, push the hips back, lift the arms, land a moment in chair pose. Now as we exhale, rise back up to stand, reach the arms back in space. So we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, squat into chair pose, arms up. Exhale to stand, reach back. All right, now this time, inhale, finding your chair pose. But now we'll exhale and fold forward and step back to downward dog. 3rd and final downward facing dog. Take yet another distance between your feet. What feels good here? All right, then 1 more breath. All right, release to your knees, scoot them off to the side, and then come down onto your back. As you come onto your back, start with the knees bent, the feet on the floor. Take a moment to feel the weight of the body, particularly the head, the ribs, and the hips as they rest. That slight lift of your low back, the lift of your neck. Notice the position of your arms. Are your arms doing the same thing? Are they doing something different to each other? All right, and then guide both knees into the chest. Give them a gentle squeeze. Now feel the low back, press gently into the floor. Rock a little side to side. All right, now as you roll onto your right side, we'll keep the knees drawn in nice and close. Stack the arms, so you have your left arm on top of your right arm, palms touching, just like we did standing. And then take a breath in here. As you exhale, sweep the left arm up and over towards the floor behind you as you open your chest up toward the ceiling to come into your twist. We'll take a few moments to notice, is this twist comfortable? Does one arm need some support via a blanket or a block or a cushion? Does your head want to turn left or right or somewhere in the middle? It can also feel nice to let the right hand rest on the top knee. As you allow yourself now to soften as many places in the body in this twist as possible, start to become aware of the way that you're breathing. And specifically, where in your body do you feel the breath moving various parts of your body? All right, take one more breath. And then just ease the knees back to center. Sometimes I like to do one at a time, just rolling back slowly. And we'll do that same twist on the other side. So just start by taking the knees into the chest. Give them a gentle squeeze. A little rock from side to side. And then roll over onto your left side. Knees still drawn in pretty close. But as we did with the first side, stack the arms so that you have your right arm on top of your left arm. Take a deep breath in. And exhale and twist. Right arm goes up and over towards the floor behind you. And then just make this twist as comfortable as possible. So perhaps the left hand comes to rest on the top knee. Maybe the head turns one way or the other. But really begin to sense the gentle movement of various parts of your body as you breathe. All right, then one more breath. All right, ease the legs back to center, rolling fully back onto your back. And then arrange your body for your final rest. So you might have just a minute, you might have 10 or 15 minutes. But depending on how long you are able to rest on your back, just make yourself comfortable. If you're in a room that's chilly, maybe you put on some socks. If you're in a room that's brighter than what you might typically have for sleeping, maybe you cover your eyes just to make it a little darker. But just arrange yourself for comfort. We'll take just about 2 minutes here together, but again, if you have longer, you can stay longer. Just simply allowing yourself to rest into the space that you're in. Sensing and observing any sensation that's present in your body. Noticing and observing any thoughts as they arise and fall away. Now, if you are ready to come back to waking consciousness, start with a few slightly deeper breaths. Little movement of your fingers and toes, swaying of the head from side to side. And then gradually draw your knees into your chest, giving them a squeeze. And roll to your side of choice. And pause there for a breath or two or three. And then when you feel ready, press yourself up, back into your comfortable seat. And so as we join together in seated, we'll guide our palms together in front of the heart. As we acknowledge the light within ourselves, we also acknowledge the light within each other. Namaste.